Hello, Tig.
What's up, Eric?
So look. It's the mysterious Epiphone head that's been asked about many times. There really isn't anything exciting to see here, but that's the
How
that's
long have you had that? That obviously you've owned for a long time.
oh god, yeah. I had this for 30 years,
Oh,
maybe.
holy cow!
Um, yeah. This is my second guitar. My
Yeah, your
first
first one is up.
is the
Should I pull it down?
yeah,
so
yeah, you can go ahead and pull it down. So that was the original. But anyway, I only bring that up to start. So anyway, all right. So this is sort of a very open-ended kind of topic, and I definitely want to throw this out to the people listening and watching as well. In fact, it's more about you guys than it is about us because I kind of want to hear this. I want to know what you're excited about right now. What right now in your life are you excited about? What's getting you energized? What are you looking forward to, or whatever? This could be whether it's like upcoming movies or TV shows, or like things that you like want to be doing, or things that you are doing right now, or just whatever. It could be literally anything. What are you excited about right now? What makes you excited at this point?
I'm excited right now because when we're filming this, it's June 29th, 2023.
Yes, people might not be watching this till August.
Well,
But-
I'll try to get it out as I'll try to make this like the next one or whatever, just so
Sure.
it's relevant. But I'm excited. This will be funny, actually, because my response probably afterward. The new Indiana Jones movie.
Oh yeah, and if it turns out to be bad,
I'm excited because it's the first time in a long time that I'm excited to. There's two movies that I'm excited to go to the movie theater to see
Mhm.
them. Oppenheimer, which I'm actually more excited because I just feel like that's going to be such an awesome movie theater movie.
sure.
Like I don't want to see that on a TV. I want to see it in the movie theater.
Oh yeah, no, why that I'm interested to know why that is. Not because I'm not also interested in seeing it. I certainly am. Not just because it's Christopher Nolan, who I think is very good,
Right.
though the internet perhaps is a little bit too far up his rear end, but because of the subject matter.
Yeah, that's why I want to see it.
Yeah, but because it doesn't have a lot of spectacle, what makes you want to see it in the theater as opposed to at home?
I've seen some of I've seen the trailers and I really like the history of that whole and him being involved in everything.
Absolutely,
Just
yes.
an amazing time in history
Yeah,
that I don't know, it just has the feel of something that I want to sit in a dark room with all the lights out and no distractions on a big screen and watch that. Like nobody bothering me. It's not about this big adventure. It's not like Indiana Jones on the screen. It's more about sort of being alone for the 3 hours that it's going to be
yeah. No,
in a dark room and experience.
I understand and respect that. I remember when Scorsese's The Irishman came out a couple of
Mhm.
years ago. Mystery Guest and I went into New York to watch it in a small theater in New York. This is a 4-hour movie,
Jeez.
but and it's not like the movie with big grand spectacle and all that, big superhero punch-ups and spaceships and all that stuff. But there was just something about that picture. Maybe it was because of Scorsese. Maybe it's because him getting that group of actors together. Don't know what it was, but I was really excited to have a theater experience
Yeah.
with that, which is typically the kind of movie that I would prefer to watch at home. But I wanted a theater experience with that. So
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah, sometimes, and in Indiana Jones, I want to. I'm optimist. I'm reluctantly optimistic, but I don't want my first experience of seeing the last Indiana Jones being made with Spielberg and Lucas involved and all that on a TV. I want to go and whether it's good or bad, I want to see it on the screen.
Totally understandable. Look, it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I tried not to read. I literally have just stayed away from everything because I just want to go in and let it wash over me.
Yeah, just despite my disappointment in Crystal Skull, look, it's indie. Yeah, of course I'm going to give it a second chance.
Yeah, like
Of
why
course.
not? Why not?
Yeah, and yeah, and you know what? I might have said this in another episode, whether or not it's out by now or not, but I think we talked about it. Like even with Crystal Skull, look, I'm not a fan of Crystal Skull, but the opening sequence with Kate Blanchett and in the warehouse and all that, that's good fun. The rest of the movie,
without going on, just really quick because I wanted to stay on the topic, but
sure.
One of my Raiders is my favorite. Probably top 3 favorite movies of all time. It's a near perfect movie.
Same with me. I think Raiders is perhaps the perfect action and adventure movie.
Right.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but consistently, my list of like what I consider the all time best movies or my all time favorite movies has been pretty consistent over the years, and Raiders is consistently in my top 5, along with Lawrence of Arabia, Seven Samurai, and a couple of others. Raiders is usually floating like around number 4.
Yeah, it's just entertaining all the time. There's just nothing you can get into it in the middle of it, and it's. I
can never not watch it.
Right.
Or I can not ever.
You can not ever not watch it.
I can never not watch it. So I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
But my second favorite is Temple of Doom by a long shot.
It's
maybe because as a kid, it was on constantly, so
yeah.
it was the one that I watched the most.
It was on all the time.
Yeah, but there are people that hate that movie.
Oh yeah. I partially get it. Look, like it's filled with racist tropes. Like there's some ugliness there that what's her name?
Spielberg ends up marrying.
Yeah, like the character is just very shrill. And story-wise, it's kind of a little
mess.
Yeah, it's kind of you have this incredible opening that leads to this totally other thing, unconnected to the opening, and then you've got this weird slow burn until you get into the mines, and then it's just off to the races.
Yeah.
However, once you're down there and like the action starts, it is a non-stop roller coaster ride. Like it's like just boom, 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 boom. It's exciting stuff.
And it's got what is always for me. I don't know why this was a thing in the 80s, but disgusting dinner scenes.
See, I don't like that.
That whole like thing was a thing. Like Dark Crystal had a disgusting table. That was like a weird brains, monkey brains and stuff. But in any event, yeah, Crystal Skull, disappointing. I'm tempted to go back and watch it after I watch this, because I might as well.
You know what you should do is
getting soft at my old age.
I'm pretty sure I have on my Plex server a fan edit of Crystal Skull that trims out a lot of the worst of it.
All of Shia LaBeouf.
To make it like a more palatable Indiana Jones movie, because I do think that there's a good movie
in there. Yeah.
But you know, it came during a time in Spielberg's career when he was not. He was no longer doing the best action adventure movies that there were. He was doing other stuff amazingly. He has become in his old age a fantastic drama director, but he's not the action and adventure director that he once was, which is okay.
You get older and
Crystal Skull was a little messy, but whatever. Yeah, I love Temple of Doom despite the fact that it is a mess. I get why other people dislike it.
Right.
I get it. I won't argue with someone to try and like convince them otherwise. Its flaws are notable and obvious, and I can't deny that they're there. However,
if it's on,
I have a great time with it. If anyone goes to my site, ericsanjuan.com, and if you search Indiana Jones or Temple or something like that, I do have something that I wrote probably 15 years ago, like a defense of Temple, the Temple of Doom.
That's awesome.
I actually enjoy that more than I do Holy Grail.
Yeah, so do I.
And that's fun. Sean Connery's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But it also kind of felt like a tongue-in-cheek retread of Raiders.
Right, that's what it is. It's like a continuation.
Yeah, that wasn't nearly as good as Raiders.
So what are you excited about?
Oh, I'm excited about a number of things. In a broader sense, I'm just kind of excited about spending the summer with good friends and people I'm close to, and hopefully spending a lot of time out on the water and just chilling out on the bay and that kind of stuff. I'm very excited about that. This is I'm not a summer person, but that is a great way to spend the summer. So
I think growing up in New Jersey on the coast forces you, whether you like it or not, to be a summer person, because I'm the same way. Like, I never actually was a summer person. But if you ask me, did you used to surf, or did you used to go to boardwalk, or did you go on boats? It's like, yes. And some of my favorite memories are those things. but I'm actually not a summer person.
I was when I was young.
Sure, I mean,
But I guess there's that. I guess that does make sense though, because you're off from school and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I used to surf and all that
you
stuff.
spend how much time at the beach and all your memories of like crabbing and all these things.
Now that temperature outside hits 84, 85, and I'm like, F that, I'm not going outdoors.
It does make it easier being on the water.
Well, yeah,
because you don't feel the 90 degrees.
You cruise out there and it's fantastic, and then you're with good people, and and all the rest. It's So right now, as we speak, that is certainly something I'm looking forward to. The last couple of weeks have been terrible for weather, so we have not been able to do that. Beyond that,
any TV shows or games? Is there some games?
No TV shows or movies really. Though I'm currently watching Secret Invasion, the latest Marvel show. It's the first one I was really looking forward to in a while, and I'm enjoying it so far. As we record this, the second episode dropped just this week, and it was great. But no game. Actually, there are some board games that I'm really looking forward to. I just recently got, and I hesitate to. I'll say what it is. So I just recently got the Fallout board game, plus its expansions, and it does.
That's the one where you with the. Okay, we talked about that, right? Where you kind of destroy the game as you're playing too.
No. You might be thinking of Pandemic.
Oh, Pandemic.
Yeah, I got Pandemic Legacy Season 1,
okay.
But that requires a group to play, so I don't know when I'm going to get to that. No, Fallout is a game based on the video game series.
Oh, okay.
And you can play it as a group or single player, and with the expansions and stuff, it has full cooperative modes and solo modes for all of it. And it's kind of a sandboxy kind of open world game, just like the video games. So you can play characters like you do in the video game, and you wander around the wasteland doing quests and following quest lines and stuff like that. And I haven't had a chance yet to set it up on the table because I need basically an afternoon to go through that. It's it's a more in-depth game, but yeah, I'm excited to sit down and do that. I'm excited for another kind of sandbox game experience. I know some viewers will know I just love the Hexplore series. It's something I've been playing a lot as far as board games are concerned, especially solo games. And this, I'm hoping will give me that similar experience where I could, like in one sitting, I could sit down and have an epic adventure, box it back up and put it away. So, I mean, I'm excited about that.
I have a movie that I'm kind of excited about, but it's so silly to say, but for whatever reason I am, and it's more because of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you ever hear of the Five Nights at Freddy?
Yeah.
Okay. That movie, they finally made a movie for it. Now, I never played the game really, but I grew up as a dad watching my kids play as they grew up, because that popped off when they were like right at the age of like playing games and stuff. So when the first one came out, it was like, oh, Dad, you gotta watch me, like you gotta watch these screens and these basic. To me, it's just Chuck E. Somebody was like, oh, Chuck E. Cheese is a horror movie, basically, which is what it is.
That is, yeah.
So that part of it appeals to me too, because I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. Like Chuck E. Cheese was creepy as shit when we were kids, like with the animatronics and stuff like that. So the movie's coming out, and I'm kind of excited to see it just because I feel like maybe it'll be a good movie.
Now, the movie is intentionally campy, I'm assuming. It feels like there's been kind of a renaissance in intentionally campy horror pictures. I don't follow the horror scene closely, but I know we do have some.
It's not a horror like in the sense of a yeah.
I know we have some people who are horror fans, so I know we have quite a few of them out there. So tell me if I'm wrong about that. Like the vague sense that I get is that we're kind of in the midst of a small renaissance in that kind of like intentionally campy, wink at the audience horror.
That always happens, but if you think about it, that ever since horror, that always happens, right? Like there's like heavy, like a horror will come out that people are like, fuck. Like,
a few years back, it was Hereditary and Midsommar.
And it hit you in the face, Scream, because that brought like horror was campy. 70s slasher movies were hardcore, and then they became campy. And then 80s, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street they were kind of, but then the campy.
Yeah.
And it just, and then Scream restarted the horror to be serious again. Like, oh wow, Scream is like.
I thought Scream was supposed to be like a commentary on horror movies.
It was, but it wasn't campy. That's why Scream is so. I'm not even that big of a horror fan, but that's why when that came out, when I worked at the theater, like horror was a joke
I have not seen any of the Scream movies.
So-
I saw, which I guess came out around the same time, and in a similar vein, the I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Which
It's basically kind of like it's similar.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
that was like this. Like Scream came out,
Like a retro revival kind of thing.
Yeah, because like prior to Scream, when a horror movie came out, it was a joke.
Yeah.
And then Scream came out, and it was brilliant because it was like, hey, we're gonna take all the these kids know all the tropes from the '80s movies.
Oh, okay.
But we're gonna make it a legit slasher movie. And that was the thing that fucked with you, because they would be like, wait, you're not supposed to. Like the murderer, without the spoiler alert, but dude has, I know. Well, actually, I don't want to say.
I haven't seen it, so don't.
I know you don't like horror movies, but you would like it a lot because you grew up watching. You know all the tropes about the '80s movies, and these kids are into that.
Yeah, to be clear, I wouldn't say that I don't like horror movies. It's just that horror is not like sort of my
that's
genre.
that's what I mean. Like
the really good ones, I still gravitate towards the the really,
like Hereditary. You said that's a great movie.
Yeah, like I love really good horror movies,
right?
but I could never consider myself part of horror fandom, because horror fans will watch all that they get into like, you know, even like the the B list and the C list, because they love the genre.
Right.
I don't love the genre to that extent. Like, I want to see the best of the best.
You should watch the first Scream. Just you don't have to see any of the rest of them. Just that first movie is just a lot of fun because it plays into that, like growing up in the '80s and watching all those, knowing about all those slasher movies. It kind of puts you in.
I've meant to check it out. I have to admit that my motivation for watching I Know What You Did Last Summer had very little to do with the
plot
film.
and yeah.
Though I did end up enjoying
that
it.
was a good movie too. Yeah.
See, I really loved what was the one that that dickhead did?
Well, that could be anything.
What's his name? Joss Whedon. The Cabin.
The Cabin.
Not Knock at the Cabin. The M. Night.
The Cabin.
Was it just The Cabin in the Woods?
Oh, The Cabin in the Woods. Yeah.
I really liked that a lot. I really liked that a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And that kind of played on a lot of the horror tropes and that kind of thing. In a way that could have been campy and tongue in cheek, but for the most part wasn't. I enjoyed that. Speaking of Knock at the Cabin, the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
That it's called Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, I think you told.
Freaking ace, man.
Really? Is that his newest one?
Yeah, it's most recent. Yeah,
so it's worth watching
for sure.
Because I fell off the
one of his best ones in years.
Shyamalan bandwagon.
I think it's. I would say it's probably his best one since The Visit, which I know a lot of people didn't watch The Visit, but The Visit was enjoyable as well.
I was thinking I really wanted. Again, I worked at the theater when he dropped. So it was like when Sixth Sense came out, it was like, oh my god.
Yeah, Unbreakable was great.
That was like a great movie. That was like at first we watched it and we were like, and then you watch it again and you're like, oh, I get it. Like,
I think his movies have.
I even
his
loved
better
watching
movies
Signs.
have good. His better movies have good rewatchability, because once you sort of get what the full story is, it recontextualizes everything that you see.
Yeah, so you have to watch it again.
Yeah, so that second and third viewing is a new experience, which I
where they're all living in the village, which a lot of people didn't like. I thought that's one of my favorite.
I like the village.
Yeah.
I like the village a lot. I like the fact that the village is not one big, like, here's a big twist. It's this series of new revelations that you get. That are intertwined with one another, which is really good.
And
Plus,
even when you do guess it, you're not sure if you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, oh, like there are, like, oh, they figure, but you don't know, like you don't know if it's the truth or not.
Plus, I like Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes.
She's very good, and what's his name?
Yeah, what's the guy
with the face?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can't remember. He's very good.
Yeah, he's real good
Adrian
at
Brody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good in just about everything he does. So yeah, it was a really good cast. For a while there, Shyamalan was firing on all cylinders for a good long while, and then he hit a wall and became,
which is understandable,
very 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 hit or miss. But he does still hit sometimes. I know some people have given up on him completely, or they'll still watch his stuff, but they'll go into it with like a,
oh, I'm gonna figure this out before I even.
Well, either that or they're going into it like wanting to dislike it. Right.
Right.
Which isn't to say that, he hasn't done a bunch of stuff that are worth
Right.
disliking. The Happening and Old and of course the Avatar, The Last Airbender,
Well, that was the
After Earth, like all pretty terrible stuff. But The Visit was really
All right,
good.
I'll have to give it a look.
The Visit was really good. A good small movie. It has it stars God, what's her name? She's been everywhere the last couple of years. So she played Agatha on WandaVision. Everyone loves her. Anyway, really good. That one's really good. And Knock at the Cabin. Dave Bautista plays one of the leads in it.
Batista.
He's fantastic.
He's great in everything.
Yeah, he really is. He really showcases his acting abilities here. And that was filmed right in the Pine Barrens, not too far from us. Yeah, it was Waretown.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was filmed right.
Well, that was M. Night Shyamalan?
Mhm.
Okay, so he's from Pennsylvania, so he could have made his trip through Waretown and probably was like, what the?
Yeah, I definitely recommend that one. Like for somebody who's willing to give him another shot, I feel like Knock at the Cabin's a pretty good one. If you, he went back to that kind of very small, tense kind of basically the whole thing takes place in a cabin.
Oh, it's okay. I like that.
It's pretty much a one-room movie,
like Hitchcock style,
like Hitchcock's Rope, or Lifeboat, which I think is an incredibly underrated Hitchcock, and some other stuff like that. Yeah, where like the whole movie is like a single location kind of thing.
I like things like that. I like movies like that.
Yeah, because you have to have good characters and a good story.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't make up for those shortcomings with action or big set pieces or anything like that. It has to be about the drama and the tension.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could take that movie and perform it on stage as a single set stage play, and it would work.
Right.
And that to me is a testament to.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I'm excited about? In my head, I'm thinking of like movies and but I'm just trying to think in general.
So other than enjoying life in the months ahead, which of course I'm certainly excited about. I'm looking forward to spending time with good people. Maybe one other thing to keep it on like is in September the release of Starfield.
Oh, that's why I mentioned games too, because I know I'm excited about it too. I keep forgetting the name of it, but when you told me about that game, is it gonna be on Xbox though?
Yes, okay. not the Xbox One though.
Right, it has to be
It's gonna be the Series S or
right.
X.
Thank goodness my son purchased one of those. Like,
oh, good.
So I'll be able to steal that from him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I know Bethesda's gotten a big backlash in recent years. But jank or no jank, I like what they do. I like the worlds that they build, and I'm looking forward to just dicking around in space for a few weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be what everyone thought whatchamacallit was gonna be. The one that they sucked and then they fixed it.
So, No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
I yes and no. They're getting a lot of comparisons, understandably so. But No Man's Sky is really kind of meant to be just pure sandbox, just kind of pure like go and mine resources and build bases and just sandboxy stuff. But Starfield is much like Bethesda games typically tend to be. I mean, there's stories to follow and factions,
but you can just
dick around and build bases and all that stuff too. Which is I'm totally looking forward.
That comes out in the fall.
Yeah, I think September 9th or something like that.
Oh, geez, right at the end of the summer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. And I think it might actually coincide with the Baltimore Comic-Con, and I'm attending the Baltimore Comic-Con this year. And that actually
are you attending for like? Are you going with like a?
Yeah, I'm going with people.
Okay.
But that's a little bit bothersome because I should be playing the game that weekend.
I'll let you know how it is.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I have not been excited about or even really played a video game in a long time now. Like I just sort of lost.
Yeah,
I lost my.
I think it happens
taste
in the summer.
Oh, it's been a year or two for me.
Oh, geez.
Huh. Yeah, and I don't think I've gotten like full on immersed in something in a while. Maybe
you've been playing board games though.
Yeah, I've been. Yeah, because I like getting away from the screen. It's been nice to get away from the screen. So I've been playing a lot of board games, both of course in person with you and others, and as well as a lot of solo board games. I'll thank John Paul once again for sending Final Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Little did you realize that you sparked a Final Girl obsession. And gosh, if I went upstairs to the attic, you would see that at this point now, starting with just the little core box and the one film box that you sent, I now have pretty much everything that has been released for Final Girl, except for like the miniatures and stuff like that, because we don't need the miniatures.
Not yet.
I ended up getting just everything. So I have these 2 huge, enormous boxes with just like all this stuff, and I play it regularly. Like it wasn't just money spent to collect it and have it all. I'm like playing through all those things. I'm really enjoying it a lot. It's good stuff.
It looks like a fun game.
It is. Yeah, it is a fun game. And I you can set it up quickly. You can play it quickly. Good times. Good time. I just finished playing through the campaign on Under Falling Skies, which I think we talked about in the when we first started doing this format. We talked about solo board games. I think that's it. That's in there. And so that has a campaign in the box that I just got done playing through it. It was a lot of fun. It was really good. I wish I've had that game for a couple of years now, and I played it a lot, and just never got around to opening up the campaign. I was like, well, I'll get to it. I'll get to the campaign when I'm ready. Right? Just the basic game was good enough for me. I should have played the campaign a long time ago.
It makes it better.
It introduces so many new elements and rules and pieces and stuff like that. Like it expands the game like 5 times over in great ways. And yeah, I regret not having played through it a while back, because it's really cool.
Nice.
All right, so that's it. We're done being excited.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else?
So I want to hear what other people are excited about, whether it's events in your life, something great just happened in your life, a job-related thing, a personal accomplishment. If you've done something creative, if you like just made a video that you think is cool, or you wrote a story, or did a song or something, like give us links. You have to approve links in the. Yeah,
but you could still link them.
Yeah.
We'll approve them.
Yeah. Post some links. I'd love to see like stuff that you're doing or you're making that you're excited about. That would be cool. Anything else that like just whatever has you feeling positive and energized. I kind of like I need some of that vibe. I want some of that vibe in my life. So let me hear what has you excited in life.
What has you excited?
Excited. I'm so excited.
And I just can't hide it.
I mean, you can.
I don't want to though.
All right. All right. I'm gonna turn the thing off.
Turn it off.